What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Halfman, and welcome to my 10 tips for the Escape from Tarkov menus. Now, this is something that not many people actually talk about that honestly should be talked about a lot more because there's so much information here at the menu that you may forget about or not check on to get yourself started if you're first beginning to play Tarkov. So I'm going to go through my 10 tips and hopefully they're useful to you. Make sure to leave a comment down below if they were and hit the like button. My first tip for you guys is going to be all about the HUD. Now, when you first go into the game, everything is going to be for the most part auto hide, which means if you use something, let's say like you use a medical item, it'll show your quick items on the health conditions, and then it'll also show your quick slots up top, and then it'll automatically hide them and make them invisible until you actually switch something or use another medical item. Now for me, I like having all those details shown at all times so I have a little bit more information. So what I would always suggest is make sure you have always shown for your quick slots. So your quick slots are always shown up top. I would make sure that your stamina stance, you can make this one always shown. This one's not a huge deal. You can have it as auto hide. That's kind of preference on that one. I like it as always shown though. So that way I always know what stance I'm in, how fast I'm walking, how much stamina I've got, and how much arm stamina I've got. I've always liked to have that stuff available. As far as the color scheme goes for your health scheme, I, for one, like having this at poly. It goes from having it all grayed to being green, so you can tell whether or not you're like hurt or whether you need to heal a little bit more. Because I sometimes feel like the red, for when it shows that you're a little more hurt, and with the gray scale, it gets a little hard to see. So for me, I like having the body fully green and then have it show, once it gets to red, it's a little bit easier to identify how much more you need to heal on that limb. As far as health conditions, same thing. I always put always shown. It's going to keep your character showing you how much health you've got. What if something's hurt, you can always like kind of glance up to the corner and say, oh shoot, that's something that's still hurt, I need to heal that. Also shows you effects if you have, to eat something, if you need to drink something, if you've got some type of broken limb. I like always having those things shown, so that's what I would recommend to have set up for your HUD. Tip number 2 has to do with your HUD slots. So this can be 4 through 0. Of course, you can switch out these keys to be whatever else you want to be. But for me, when it comes to my healing item, I always have mine set on 4. Of course, you can set it to whatever number you prefer. But Tarkov has this new feature when it comes to the healing that you want to make sure that you come over here. It's going to be on press to use that healing item. But since there's different body parts in Tarkov that you're going to heal at different times, I always set mine to release. So like with 4, I'll hold 4. I can scroll down with my mouse wheel to whichever part I need to heal, and then I can release the key and it'll actually heal specifically that body limb that I want to get healed. Otherwise, it'll heal whatever's the most like damage, which is not always the best for certain situations, especially in a gunfight. You want to make sure your thorax and your head is always healed up the most, because those are the biggest body parts that people are going to be trying to shoot at. So make sure you set it to release. Makes your life a lot easier when it comes to properly healing. Tip number 3 is a very simple one. It just makes a little more quality of life kind of thing. But if you're inside of, say, like your character here, and you're in your stash, and you want to go over to traders, just click on the trader key down below. But if you don't have to worry about always having to come down here, click these buttons, you can use your tab key, and it will go to wherever the previous menu was. So if you're trying to see what you got here, but you need to buy some from the traders, just tab. It'll automatically bring you back to the traders instead of having to quickly continue back and forth between these. Your mouse stays in the same position, so like, hey, I need more grizzlies. Okay, my mouse is here, there's therapists, I can buy whatever. Just a little bit easier for moving between the menus. Of course, now we have the new preset menus as well, so you can also set items from that. But there's a little more if you like to go back and forth and see what you got, and also look at the traders items. Number 4 is going to be inside your task menu. If you just complete a quest where it's an item that is found within the raid that is specifically for a quest, it's going to end up inside of here, your quest items in inventory in raid. Now, if the next step is like, say, for instance, you need to go to a factory and drop off the item, but you're not ready to go into factory, you want to work on something else, just select that item and set inside of here. It'll highlight it. You want to come over here. It's going to say transfer. You're going to transfer that, and it's going to go inside your quest item special stash, which is going to be your hideout. It's going to stick it in here. So the next time that you go into another raid, the item's not going to come with you into that raid, because obviously if you die, you're going to lose that item. So if you need to go do some other quest, or if you're going to go somewhere else first, make sure you drop off that item so that way you have it already and you don't have to go back to that location to pick up the item again. If you are ready to start working on that quest again, just simply come back over to the task menu, Select the item, you're going to transfer the button here, and it's going to come back into your inventory slot. And then you can go and do the quest. Number 5 is if you are just starting out in the game and you are trying to learn the maps. My recommendation is make sure you are set, have everything you want to bring into the raid. Then come over here to Escape from Tarkov. You're going to come over to your PMC, click Next, select whichever map you're trying to learn. Let's just use Interchange for an example. I want to do it at daytime, click Next. And then you want to make sure up here in this box right here, you want to hit the box, and it's going to put a little check mark in there, which is for enabling practice mode. This is going to make it so it's an offline raid. If you disconnect, if you die, you won't lose any gear that you bring in. Come over to game settings over here. You can set random weather, random time. You have your PvE settings, which is your AI scav, how you want to work with it. You can easily check out a map without having to worry about any scavs by just clicking on none. Disables all the features here. You can run through all the map, not have to worry about anything trying to shoot you while you're learning the map, different routes you want to take, or you may possibly have to be doing a quest area. If you prefer to also learn the map with AI on, I would recommend as online, so that way you get yourselves a little more chance to see where the AI spawn, what areas they don't spawn, so you can choose your route you like to take. And of course you can choose difficulty later on the road if you want to have low, medium, or high, or just have a horde mode where they just basically run at you. You can also enable the bosses if you like to. There's many different ways you can do, and you can also of course do a tag and curse situation. What it's like if you don't have the right amount of gear to stay out of tag and curse. Tag to curse basically means you didn't bring enough gear in to be able to make that threshold, so the AI scav will actually try to hunt you down. But that's a discussion for another time. Once you just decide what you want to do, as in if I wanted to just learn the game without any AI, I'm going to click none, click the X up here. Don't have to worry about clicking next or back, just hit ready, and it is all set and ready to go. If you're between levels 1 and 14, you won't have access to the flea market. However, if you're looking for a specific item through the traders and you just cannot find it, but you know the name of it, but you don't know the look of it, you can always come over to the flea market tab and you can type in the name. So like say for instance, I want to look up for an AI 2. It's going to pop up and you'll only see the option for what the traders have. Obviously, if you don't have the flea market unlocked, none of these will actually show up. It will specifically show just where it is from the traders. Or if I need something, say like the Omega 45K, which is a suppressor, then I want to use that one. You can just click down here on the suppressor. It's going to pop up with only the trader option, so that way you can just purchase it from here. You don't have to actually try to find the item yourself. For number 7, there's one that's always bothered me, and let's just type in water filter here. One of the things that really has always bothered me is looking at water filters, and you have all these options here that say 7 out of 100, 8 out of 100. You scroll down and find the one that's 100 out of 100. And it may be a lot longer list than this. So what you can do is come over to the cogwheel up here next to my offers. You're going to put in the condition value. I'm going to put 100. So that way it's 100 to 100% as always. Now I can always remember this filter. Click OK. And now it's only going to show me the options that are at 100% because I want to find stuff that's 100 out of 100. This is going to be used for fuel, for water filters, any item that's got a condition. If it's like say like a Salewa, you want one that's going to be 400 out of 400. So if we go to Salewa, it's the same situation. It's only going to show you the options now that are fully there, because you're going to get all those options, and it's just nice to have that filter there so you don't have to continuously look for it. People also try to scam you that way by you accidentally clicking on something like that, so keep an eye on that one. So this should hopefully help you find the best one for you. Number 8 is going to be your presets. Say like this is the outfit that you really are into, and you know you're going to be using it a lot, and you want to have really easy access to purchase all the stuff and not have to worry about searching through all the traders. Just get it set how you want, specifically how you like to get it set, and then you come over to the save key here, type in whichever name. I'm just going to name this, let's go noob set 2. Now we save that, so every time I need to purchase stuff, let's just take this all off. I come over to my lists. I go over to noob set 2. I click on equip. It'll equip it every time. If I don't have something, let's say I delete this and then come over here. I come over to noob set. I go to equip. It's going to tell you, hey, you're missing something. So you just go over to buy parts. It'll bring up just the Ragman one. Click that. Now you can always, if you want to buy something that's not specifically from the traders, you can click the where it says owner type traders. delete that, and then it'll show you whatever is available on the flea market if you have the flea market unlocked as well. And you're gonna go back here, you're gonna equip, and you are all set to go. You've got your equipment, everything ready to go, and you are ready to start your raid. At the end of your raid, whether you died or whether you just got hurt a little bit, you don't actually have to use your funds to get yourself healed up. There's another way to do that. Instead of using your money, you can actually use any of the other healing items you have inside of your stash. You can do use for just using one heal. You can use heal all, and they'll actually heal all of it. You can also just select it and drag it to whichever body part you want. But obviously you just want to get fully healed. So let's just say you have only an AI2. Use them, they'll heal up a little bit. If you have like a heavy bleed and you only have like say a cat, just double click that, it'll fix the heavy bleed for you as well. Or if you have a grizzly, just right click it, heal all, and you are ready to go. You also get a little bit of experience for this as well. So it's a double thing right there, heal up, and also get a little more XP. And for tip number 10, and this is one that you can choose to do if you want to, but for me, I would recommend it. It is for the double click item use. Make sure that you set it for in raid only. This is basically because there are certain items that obviously in the stash you can utilize the double click, but there's also a chance you may delete an item or eat an item that you need. So say like you need to get to Shanka for a quest. If you double click that on accident, it'll consume it. If it's found a raid item that you needed, well, you have to go back out and look for it again. So just to help you out in stash while you're moving stuff, so you don't actually double click something and delete it or eat it, or heal, I guess is suppose another way. I would select this for in raid only. Again, this is an optional one. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be my top 10 tips and tricks for the menus that you guys may have not known before. If there's something that you learned today, make sure you leave a comment. If you really enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this and more that are more in depth, like my Ride to Riches series, make sure you guys subscribe, ding the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.